A lot of high school students currently are getting acceptance letters from the universities that they picked out. Unfortunately, most of these kids can't go to these universities because the cost of the college is so high. And it's put a burden on not only on the student, but the families as well. A lot of families have to take out student loans just to cover the cost of an education. And the families have a lot of problems of their own. Now they have to face the reality of coming up with money that they barely have in order to provide for their child's education. The average cost of a college tuition starts about 18,000 a year. Valencia for an associate's degree is about 6,000. For a bachelor's degree at UCF, it's about 16,000. Now that's if you don't fail any classes, if you stay on track, minus books. Now, what happens to a student who wants to go to college but they can't afford it? They're forced to take out a student loan. Now, this is not fair because what happens when they fail a class? Your student loan defaults. College is too expensive, and the cost for a student, and it costs students to be in too much debt because of student loans. Now, families that gross over an annual income of $100,000 have a 75% chance of graduating. Something seems wrong about those numbers. If you're under $30,000 in annual income, your percentage is dropped down to 25%. 65% of high school students that enroll in college, about half of these students won't finish the college that they enrolled in. Only 1/3 of these students will actually graduate because of the cost of tuition. Now, most of these kids and students that take out these student loans, the student loan debt has increased about 84% in the USA. These education intuitions spend too much time turning these dorm rooms into five-star hotel rooms and other activities that have little impact on our education. Less money needs to be spent on these things, though tuition prices wouldn't keep increasing. College should be less expensive because every student can't afford it. Every student, everybody wants to make something of their lives. Most people have been taught throughout their whole lives, if you want to make something of your life, go to school, get an education. It's 2015. Sometimes we can't even go to school because the cost is too high. We're forced to take out student loans that, God forbid, you default on your loan, has a negative impact on your whole life. You can't buy a house, you can't buy a car, you can't do nothing because of this. And because of a student loan, God forbid you default on it, they have the ability to garnish your wages. They have the ability to take your tax, your hard work, your hard earning money, your tax income, take it all away. Unfortunately, when they do garnish your wages, they only take about 50%, which is really nice of them. Students can't afford the cost of college. Our dreams are put on hold. This is not fair. Is this fair? We spent all their time as a young child thinking that, and being brought up thinking that we can become anything we want. We could become a teacher, we could be a doctor, we could be a firefighter. We can't do that now? I mean, it costs too much. Not all of us were born into wealth. We don't have the money to pay for college, or for an education. Your chances of graduating are more if you come from a high prestige family with more money. Colleges are too expensive. They need to start looking from the student's perspective. In 2010, the student debt exceeded credit card debt for the first time. In 2011, it surpassed auto loans. Now in March, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau announced that the student debt had passed $1 trillion. What are we doing? What is the school doing that is causing this? It grew by 30 billion. The education system grew about 300 billion in the third quarter of 2008. If students cannot if students cannot afford to pay for college, they are forced to take out student loans. A loan is borrowed money. You have to pay that back. Unfortunately, once you graduate, you're not guaranteed money when you graduate. You're not, these jobs are not guaranteed to pay well. Even now with my job, you barely get paid about 40,000 with a bachelor's degree. Honestly, you need to get a master's degree just to get 40,000. That's a shame. That is sad. We spent all this money just to earn an education for what? To have suffered, to be in debt? If college expenses were lower, it will motivate more students to go. Unfortunately, I don't see this happening anytime soon. This is why I pay out of pocket for my classes. This is why I pay for everything. Even though I have to take 2 classes a semester. Done. I'm not gonna broke. I have a child to take care of. Unfortunately, not everyone has that option. So you tell me, do you want to be in debt, or do you want to go to school? Because as of right now in 2015, looks like you have to be in debt just to go to school, to take out a student loan. The choice is up to you.